Hello and welcome to another planning appeal case study video. I'm John Peters, and in this video I'm going to explain how we overcame a recent refusal by Nottingham City Council for an HMO for one of our clients. This planning appeal was to overcome the refusal for a change of use from C3 residential dwelling house to C4 HMO that was refused by the local authority Nottingham City Council in their planning department. Our client was initially booked in for a free no obligation consultation to run through the refusal reasons that had been used by Nottingham City Council and to evaluate if an appeal was viable or if an alternative option would be best suited. The free no obligation consultation, which took around 30 minutes, found that this case was viable for appeal to the Planning Inspectorate, taking the decision away from Nottingham Planning Department. This case was refused by Nottingham for the following reasons. The proposed development as a Class C4 house in multiple occupation would lead to a loss of dwelling suitable for family occupation, therefore prejudicing the creation and maintenance of a balanced and sustainable community. The proposed use as a Class C4 HMO is likely to result in a general increase in problems associated with noise and disturbance, property upkeep, waste disposal and street parking, and a high turnover of occupants, which would not be compatible with the use of this property. These factors would be detrimental to both the amenities of the neighbouring occupiers and the surrounding area in general. Councils do tend to throw everything they can at HMO applications to refuse them. As such, these are some of the larger appeal documents we produce with multi-approach arguments. It's not unusual for us to find a number of errors in various local authority planning officers' decisions. These errors do help support the appeal cases. We do suspect the increase in these errors recently has been caused by cutbacks at local authorities and unprecedented increase in workloads that are piled on the reduced numbers of planning officers. Many of you are repeatedly stating to us during your no obligation planning appeal assessment that you had little or no correspondence throughout the application process, and the first thing they knew was receiving the refusal notice from the council, and in some cases when you receive a letter from ourselves. With planning appeals, experience absolutely matters. Our specialist appeal team, who handle over 2.5% of all planning appeals in England and Wales that are currently produced and submitted, start by producing a comprehensive and robust appeal statement that in this specific case covered 37 pages and was just over 9,500 words. It's important to detail in the appeal statement where the local authority failed in their assessment of the case and how, where possible, both local and national policies apply in favour of the appeal. Additionally, if possible, bring in similar cases that the Planning Inspectorate found in favour of at appeal. Obviously, with the back catalogue we have of wins, we're able to use these cases and what the inspector said in them as additional argument to support the case we're working on. Recently, we did have a client state that a competitor had said to them that they use our wins to help them produce their appeals. I suppose that is a compliment to our team, but obviously with that methodology it does not give them the underlying knowledge to be able to adapt arguments to a specific case. It is important to know that no two cases are the same and the arguments need to be produced for the specific case in hand. Once an appeal statement is completed, we send the documents to our client asking them to check that they are happy for us to submit the case. If we need to add any additional information that the client may have forgotten previously to supply, it's done at this point and the case is then submitted. It's vitally important that all documents and responses are submitted on time throughout the process, as failure to do so will result in the planning appeal not being successful, something we hear about often when people attempt to appeal for the first time. Always ensure you use a professional who has considerable experience of appeals. It's worth asking them for some recent successful planning appeal case studies like you will find on our website. Due to the large number of cases we represent, we have a dedicated team that liaises with the Planning Inspectorate on a daily basis. For this appeal, an independent planning inspector from the Planning Inspectorate visited the site on the 22nd of May, and we're pleased to confirm that the appeal was upheld and the permission granted on the 25th of June in a 4-page appeal decision notice. If you'd like to find out if we can help you with your planning appeal, complete our online form on our website www.planningappealsuk.com, and our new case support team will arrange for a free no obligation consultation with one of our planning appeal assessment professionals. Would you like to find an appeal case study for a certain type of application or even in a selected area? We've got so many and not all of them are published or filmed, but that does not mean that we can't show you what you're looking for. Please ask our planning appeal assessment professional during your free no obligation consultation and I'm sure we'll be able to help you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this planning appeal case study video and I look forward to producing the next one very shortly. Thanks a lot. Bye.